the man suddenly noticed something odd about his wife's hand gesture in their wedding photo. Looking closer, he realized her middle and index fingers were crossed over each other, the gesture people make when asking God to forgive a lie. This meant their marriage was a sham. Instead of confronting her, he began secretly investigating his wife. When she claimed there was an emergency at the hospital requiring her attention, Truman immediately followed her there. On his way, he was surprised to find everyone at the hospital seemed to be blocking his path. Patients in wheelchairs deliberately crashed into him, while other doctors pushed medicine carts to obstruct him. Somehow he managed to dodge them all. But when his wife entered the operating room, he was shocked to discover the supposedly unconscious patient on the table suddenly sat up, and his wife's medical skills were suspiciously poor. What Truman didn't know was that everything in this world except him was fake. He was the unwitting star of a reality show called The Truman Show. Everyone he had ever met was an actor. Since the day he was born, the show had been broadcasting, streaming his life 24 hours a day, to an audience of over 1.7 billion daily viewers. He had become the world's biggest celebrity, without knowing it. For 30 years, he had never left the seaside town created by the production company, and remained completely unaware of his situation. One day, as he was heading to work, a studio light suddenly fell from the sky. Truman found it strange, but didn't think much of it. Worried he might discover the truth, the director immediately broadcast fake breaking news, claiming it was a part that had fallen from an airplane. However, this hasty cover-up immediately aroused Truman's suspicions. He keenly sensed that everything in his world seemed to revolve around him. So while at work, he secretly called to inquire about flights to Fiji, where his first love, Lauren, was living. Lauren had once tried to tell him the truth, but just as she revealed his life was being broadcast, her father suddenly appeared, claiming Lauren was mentally ill. Before forcibly taking her away, Truman began to suspect everything Lauren had said was true. But just as he was preparing to leave for Fiji, he spotted a homeless man on the street. To his astonishment, this homeless man was his father, who had supposedly died 20 years ago.